Why do some days feel longer than others? That's my nightly thought for today. And it just makes no sense to me. I'm just sitting here wondering why today feels like 48 hours, if not a whole week. It hasn't even been 24 hours, and I'm just wondering why today just feels so long. It just feels dilated compared to every other day I've experienced for the past week. And I was just reflecting, and it started to make sense now. Today, I created new memories. I actually gained a lot of experience, and I seen a lot of new faces, a lot of new streets, a lot of new scenery. And this made me create new memories. It made me use all five of my senses. That made me realize that was the reason today felt longer. Even though in the moment I was, I felt like time flew. It literally felt like I barely had time to socialize when I literally looked at the clock and it's time to go. But even though I felt that way in the moment, when I'm looking back in the day, it felt so long. And when I'm comparing it to those days where it feels like a blur, where nothing happened, it felt like a time jump. It started to make sense. On days where it feels like a blur, I've literally done nothing new. I'm always doing the same old routine where I wake up, brush my teeth, and just go on about my day just like how I did yesterday. And you're not creating these new memories. You just, it feels like you're stuck in the mud. It feels like you're just on autopilot. You don't really have control of what you're doing. And the actions you do is just all premeditated. It's not, your brain is so used to it that it just does it for you. It just, your brain tries to be efficient. And by being efficient, it doesn't use these senses. That's why you can't really recall any of those memories you made that day. You may have made memories, but it just feels like fight or flight. You're just living. You're just existing. That's what it really feels like. And I really like this feeling where today feels longer. I like that. And I want to actually do a little test. I want to try switching the day up. So this could look like you waking up, well, me waking up, and maybe instead of eating my food on the couch, let's go to the toilet. I know that sounds such a dumb, idiotic, and quirky move, but look, you're so damn used to eating food for 18 years on the couch. When you do go to the toilet and start eating, your brain will be like, what is this guy doing? Genuinely. Oh, out of all places, you're eating in a toilet, huh? And then, boom, you suddenly switch on. You start to recall, you start to like, at the end of the day, when you do reflect on the day, you can recall at the time where you're eating on the toilet. You'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually did that. And once you start doing these little changes into your life, you won't feel like the day is such a blur because you can always reflect on the things you've done that day. Whereas if you just do the same old thing, you can't really recall it. It's just script. It's just the same old thing. So yeah, I want to really try this. It will be interesting. So I want to see where I can go with this. But yeah, this is my nightly thought on why some days feel longer than others. Thanks for tuning in.